Hello, welcome to episode 8 of the Morning Heater. I am Eli. That's Brian versus the books. Thank you to Pickett Sports. Thank you to Boom Fantasy. Download those apps. Use code GoldBoys. Faceoff40 is Brian's Pickett code, or Brian versus the books on Boom Fantasy. Goldboys.com. Sign up for the Discord. Let's get into it. My first play of the day, because I have 3. I think you have 2. I am taking Luis Robert, total bases, 1U minus 105 on DraftKings. I sent you a text before this, like, are you fading the geezer? We talk about fading Patrick Corbin every time we see him. I think Rich Hill, you can probably do something similar to. He's a good guy. I like him. He's been around for a long time, but he's like
He's
70
effective.
years old.
I give Rich Hill credit
Oh,
because
yeah.
some of these guys like Patrick Corbin was like whatever. Rich Hill still gives you solid innings. So, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely a fade
Yeah.
category.
Yeah. Luis Roberts been hot. I took him for 2 hits yesterday. It didn't come through for me, so this is a FOMO play almost and a good spot for him. So that's Luis Robert. 2 plus total bases, 1U minus 105 on DraftKings. I found that line on Pickett Sports, by the way. Go ahead with your play, or if you want to talk about that one, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, no, I mean my first play is if you are it's in the morning because it's morning heater. But if you like Wendy's breakfast, I took the 4 for 4 play I've been doing sometimes is took Brad Keller 4 strikeouts in a same game parlay with Alex Cobb, and it's one of those plays where I was shocked to see that Brad Keller opened at 3.5 for his line. Yes, it was juiced minus 130, but Brad Keller is a sneaky strikeout player. Like he's a guy that I like to play a lot because he gets these 3.5 lines. He had 6 strikeouts last week. He didn't even finish a full 5 innings. And this is a game where even if he doesn't pitch super effectively, he gets the Giants lineup, which we've talked about before. They're striking out 12.6 times a game against righties to start the year. They have a 30.3% strikeout rate. And their bottom of the lineup has just, I mean, you talk about Conforto in the top of the lineup, and some of these guys at the bottom of the lineup, I'm comfortable for him getting 4. And then Alex Cobb, the side of Cobb salad for this meal. He's a 5.5 line, but I don't want to keep fading the Royals. I came on here yesterday. I faded the Royals twice, I think, the last 2 days. But until they don't have guys like Prado, Reyes, and Massey or Dozier in these lineups, then I just don't see a need for me not to fade them. They have a lot of high strikeout guys. And I think asking for 4 for both of these guys is very doable.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Giants are just going to be a strikeout target, like until they're not, I guess. So we'll see what happens. I like that play for sure too. My next play, I like Clark Schmidt today. I think maybe this is a little bit of homer play for me. I think he might have a homer play coming up next, but
Nah, of
um,
course not.
Schmidt is better than he pitched in his opening. He's also a big strikeout guy. I'm also surprised to see the line for the game at where it is, with the Yankees just as slight favorites. I just don't think the Baltimore offense has quite the firepower to really kind of beat Schmidt up. So what I did is I like split half a unit basically. I put half a unit on the Yankees' first half result and Schmidt to get 4 strikeouts, and then I put a quarter unit on the player performance double of 5 strikeouts and Yankees to win. So both things hit. Yeah, you're up like a unit or somewhere in there, and if only one hits, you're still up a little bit. So that's what I like for Schmidt and the Yankees today.
Yeah, I like that. I like the split idea because I kind of, if you mentioned homer play, I have the 2 eras of Phillies right now. I'm heading to the tailgate for the opening day, but it's kind of the 2 eras right now. You got the young Hunter Green, and you have Zach Wheeler, the veteran there. And I do think that Zach Wheeler, bias aside, I had this matchup circled. Everyone loves Hunter Green because he's got electric stuff. But man, he allows a lot of runs. He allowed 3 last week in just 3 innings. He really struggled with his control. Last year, despite his strikeout stuff, he still had over 4. It was a 4.44 ERA. And despite the Phillies' struggle on offense, I do think they're going to kind of put it together at home. Trey Turner has good numbers against Hunter Green, and so does Kyle Schwarber. I think should go yard. I might take that because I'm going to be at the game. But yeah, if you look at this Reds lineup, they're not much to write home about. And if you see the bottom of the lineup, I talk about the bottom of the lineup with the Royals. You have who they have. They have Steer, Benson, and Barrio, and that's 23, 39, 44% strikeout rates last year against righties. And at the 5 spot, they have Myers, who's a 32% strikeout rate last year. This team is built to strike out, and you mentioned
Yeah.
splitting a quarter unit there. I did 6 in a win for Zach Wheeler and the Phillies, but I might also add the 7 in a win. I just got the Phillies lineup, but it was plus 125 for 7 in a win when I saw earlier. And I think Zach Wheeler should just shut the door on this Reds lineup.
Yeah, yeah, and seems like the Phillies have started to turn the corner a little bit. I know they started
I'll
really
say this:
slow, but
I hate betting on my own teams
I
more
do
than anybody
too.
in the world. But I sometimes I think you have to look at it not as a fan and just look at it objectively. I think this is a great spot for Wheeler and the
Yeah,
team.
I fully agree there. My last play is kind of a weird one. So I was just looking at the game lines this morning, and I saw the Astros as dogs and the Mariners both as dogs, and the same thing in the first half lines. Those are, they're close to pick'ems, but still, I don't think, I think those are really the two better teams, especially the Astros and the Mariners with Gilbert against Savali. I like that matchup a lot, and I like the Astros offense a lot better than the Twins offense. So how I did this is on FanDuel, you can get first half alternate run lines. So I just combined both of those for plus 1.5. So that's Astros plus 1.5 first half run line, Mariners plus 1.5 first half run line. And that came out to minus 119, which I feel like is a ton of value there. So I put 1.2 units on that, or basically to win 1 unit. Honestly, I don't hate either one of those teams' money line at slightly plus money either. So
yeah, I like that as well because I actually gave Sonny Gray, it was under 4.5 at like plus 112. I gave that a look too. I think the Astros get to him. I think they have success against Sonny Gray. I like Sonny Gray when he was always kind of rooted for him as a weird athletic story, but yeah, this is a tough matchup for him, so I like the Astros in that game.
And Savali gave up no runs in his first outing, and that's just not really his style. So yeah, I like Gilbert a lot more than Savali today. So all right, well I think that's the show. We kept it under 7 minutes today. You got 5 picks. We'll catch you tomorrow morning. I also think we're live around 1 o'clock today on the Gold Boys Network. Thanks for watching. Boom Fantasy, Pick a Sports, GoldBoys.com.